Hi, this is Tori Hawes, and I'm going to be making blondie brownie cupcakes today. So this recipe actually has both baking powder and baking soda in it, so double the leavening amount. And so when I'm making these today, I'm going to be making 4 different batches. One will have the baking powder removed in favor of baking soda, the amount replaced, and then one will have the baking soda replaced with baking powder. One will be the control, which will have both, and the last one will have neither in it, to see what happens with the baking when it happens. So let's get started. So first thing is I need half a cup of all-purpose flour. So I've got that here. And the gluten amount in the flour will help, the amount of gluten in the flour will help give the air bubbles, get the air bubbles to start a little bit when the dough is rising in the oven. Let's even that out a little bit. The excess goes back in, and it's half a cup of flour right there. Then I need, I'll set that there, a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. So this one's going to be my control, and my baking powder is right here. So baking powder, because it has both cream of tartar as well as baking soda in it, it already has the acidity which helps it to rise on its own, which is why I find it interesting that this recipe calls for both baking powder and baking soda, because normally it would just be one or the other. So there's a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, and then we have an 1/8 teaspoon of baking soda, which I actually don't have, so I'm going to be doing my best to measure that out, so it's only about an 1/8 of a teaspoon, which should be half of one of these. So obviously this isn't going to be exact due to the fact I don't have the proper measurement, but I'm going to do the best I can. And then I need a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, which is the same one I've used. Go, and there we go. So that's my dry mixture to start out with, and so I need to mix this now. And oh wait, my spatula's up here, my bad. So I don't actually have a whisk, unfortunately. It's just not something my roommate and I have, so I'm going to be using the spatula today, and hopefully it does well. So next I have, I needed 2 tablespoons of melted butter, which I've already melted over here, and I need to mix that with, how much brown sugar? Half a cup of brown sugar. So I've got my brown sugar, my cup is over here. Set that back there, and I have another spatula right here that I can use to mix these two together. So this is going to be helping with the flavor of the brownies a little bit. A little bit of my brown sugar is clumped together because it's a little dry, but it's still mixing okay. And then I also needed half of an egg beaten for this recipe, so I broke one egg and split it in two and did as best as I could for that. So I'm now adding my beaten egg to this mixture. And next I'm going to be adding 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract because I really love vanilla in recipes. I always add extra. And this says I can add 1 to 1.5, so I'm going with 1. So, 1 teaspoon, there went my lid. Oop. And there we go. So that should set aside that now. And this is all well mixed. And my vanilla can go back over there. So now I'm going to mix this egg mixture into my flour mixture, and then after that it's ready to be put in to the cups and set aside so I can do this for 3 other batches. So yeah, we'll come back after that. So I've just finished preparing all of my cupcakes. I put chocolate chunks on top, which are actually Hershey's Milk Kisses cut up a little bit. And as you can see, I organized them a certain way so I can tell which one is which. The top is the control, the second one is baking powder only, the third is baking soda only, and the fourth has none. These are going to go into a 350-degree oven for 20 to 25 minutes now. So the cupcakes just came out of the oven. The cupcakes that had neither baking soda nor baking powder rose the least, which was to be expected because they did not have anything to help them rise. The control cupcake rose second most. The baking powder cupcake actually did not rise as much as I anticipated it to. And obviously the baking soda cupcakes rose the most. I believe this is because the baking powder in the cupcakes actually helped to limit some of the excess acidity since it was contained within the baking powder. However, the baking soda needed that acidity to rise. And with extra and a 1/4 teaspoon extra of baking soda, it actually rose a lot more. So, hope you enjoy.